You are a prisoner of war, dragged in iron chains through the crowded streets of Rome. Your future no longer belongs to you. A buyer inspects your teeth, your arms, the scars across your back. He is not looking at a man, he is looking at an investment. You are sold to a gladiator school, a Ludus, for a price higher than most farmers or laborers will ever earn in a lifetime. Some men here chose this brutal life freely, chasing money or fame in the arena. You never had that choice at all. The heavy gate closes behind you with a sound you will remember. Whatever you were before today, you are now something else entirely. Your new home is a barracks of cold stone, surrounded by walls built too high for any man to climb over. A doctor, your personal trainer, studies your body for only a few seconds before deciding which weapon will shape the rest of your life. Chains stay locked around your ankles, even at night, even here. Freedom is not something anyone inside these walls still quietly expects. Food arrives in amounts you have not seen in months. Gladiators are fed to grow strong and heavy, never to grow thin and weak. You realize almost with disbelief that you are worth far more to your owner alive and healthy than broken, sick, or dead. Training begins long before sunrise, using wooden swords far heavier than real steel, built to exhaust your arms before real skill even matters. Every single strike is corrected, every small mistake punished, until your body stops thinking entirely and simply learns to react on instinct. Some men break completely in the very first weeks, their spirit gone long before they ever face a real opponent in the sand. Others find something they never expected here: purpose, sharp focus, and the strange comfort of a body pushed far past its limits. Months pass slowly, your hands grow hard and calloused. Your fear never fully disappears, but slowly it learns to stay quiet. You are not alone inside the Ludus. Dozens of other condemned men share this exact same fate, this exact same locked gate. A scarred veteran named Gaius, missing 2 fingers from an old fight, teaches you to read an opponent's feet before you ever see his sword move. Rivalries exist between the men, but so does something close to brotherhood, forged between fighters who may one day die for a crowd's amusement. At night, in the dark, some men quietly tell stories of home, of a life that existed long before any of this ever began. You slowly learn that gladiators are not simply killers to be feared. Some are famous, admired, even genuinely loved by crowds who never see their suffering. Not every gladiator fights in the same way. The weapon you are given decides your name, your fighting style, and ultimately your fate. A Murmillo carries a heavy shield and a short sword, built to grind a slower, more cautious enemy down over several long minutes. A Retiarius fights almost bare-chested, armed only with a weighted net and a trident, relying entirely on speed instead of heavy armor. A Thrax carries a curved blade and a small shield, trained to strike hard and fast, then step away before the counterattack lands. You are formally assigned your weapon, and from this day forward it becomes who you are the moment you step into the arena. Skilled doctors live permanently inside the Ludus, some of the finest in Rome, because a badly wounded gladiator represents real money lost. Your daily diet is strange by any normal standard, mostly barley and beans, believed to build a thick layer of fat that slows a blade's cut. Massage, medicinal herbs, and long periods of forced rest are treated as seriously as combat training. A broken gladiator earns nothing for anyone. Still, painful injuries happen constantly despite every precaution. A permanent limp, a deep scar, a missing finger quietly becomes part of your new identity. You slowly begin to understand something important. This world is cruel, but it is not careless. You are simply too valuable to waste. The night before a scheduled fight, the Ludus holds a strange and ancient tradition, a free public banquet held just for the gladiators. Curious strangers come from across the city just to stare at you eating, some pitying you quietly, some hoping to remember your face before you die. Some men eat like it is truly their very last meal, slowly, deliberately, because for many of them here it honestly is. You barely manage to sleep at all. Somewhere above you right now, thousands of ordinary people are already planning to watch you fight tomorrow. By early morning, your fear has quietly turned into something calmer and colder. Whatever happens today, at least the waiting is finally over. The heavy gate opens and raw sound hits you before anything else does. Tens of thousands of voices screaming all at once. Bright sunlight blinds you completely after the total darkness of the narrow tunnels running beneath the arena's sandy floor. You march forward in a slow procession, weapon raised high, past a roaring crowd that came here for entertainment, not for you personally. Somewhere high above the sand, a wealthy patron watches comfortably from the very best seat, having personally paid for this entire day of blood. For just one strange moment, you almost forget you are a slave at all. Right now, in this instant, you are simply a fighter. The war horns sound sharply and your opponent steps forward, a man you may have quietly trained beside just a few short weeks ago. Every single rule you carefully learned collapses instantly into raw instinct. Watch the feet, protect the ribs, wait patiently for the smallest opening. The crowd roars even louder with every single clash of metal, hungry for a fight that feels dangerously, genuinely real to them. Time completely stops mattering to you. There is only this narrow moment, this blade in your hand, one small decision after another, a single mistake, a slight slip, one careless opening, and suddenly, without warning, one of you is lying flat on the ground. Contrary to popular modern belief, most gladiator fights did not actually end in death. A dead fighter simply meant a wasted, expensive investment. The roaring crowd, not only the presiding emperor, often plays a real role in deciding your fate with their loud voices and wild gestures. A raised thumb, a closed fist, a rising chant for mercy. The exact historical details are still debated, but the tension of that moment was completely real. Your defeated opponent's entire life now sits in the hands of total strangers who simply paid for a ticket, not in your own two hands. Whatever gets decided in that moment happens within seconds, right in front of tens of thousands of watching, judging eyes. If you win the fight, you are carried out to loud cheers, your name suddenly known across every corner of the city by nightfall. If you show real courage even while losing, sometimes that alone is enough to genuinely earn a doubtful crowd's mercy and respect. Doctors rush immediately to close your fresh wounds because your value as a fighter did not disappear the moment the fight itself ended. Fame spreads remarkably fast throughout Rome. Some gladiators become genuine celebrities, their faces painted on walls, their names proudly shouted in the streets. Yet still, once the sun finally sets, you return to the exact same barracks, the exact same chains, the exact same cold walls. Survive enough brutal fights, win enough public favor, and a gladiator can eventually be granted a rudis, a small wooden sword symbolizing true freedom. It means your entire debt to the arena has finally been paid in full, and your remaining life once again truly belongs to you. Very few gladiators ever actually reach this rare moment. Most fight on until crippling injury, old age, or the sand finally claims them first. Those rare few who do walk free carry the arena with them forever afterward, in old scars, in vivid memory, in a roar that never fully fades away. In the end, the gladiator's true story is not only about death in the sand, it is about a hard life fought for, one single match at a time.